It's October 6th, 2017.
This is Nerd Bourbon episode 18. I am hip-hop enthusiast Seth Sturgill.
And I am the one true king, Todd Sturgill.
I'm surprised I got no reaction out of you with that. That's basically what I live for, those sweet reactions.
I'm used to it now.
Yeah, that's true. You know what's funny? A old coworker of mine recently shared a memory that I was tagged in. She asked me, we were working together. This is like years ago.
Oh, I think I know what this is. I think I know what this is. This is back, I think you said something about Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, she was talking about something, and she was referring to the RZA, and she was kind of like asking other people, like, oh, do you know this song, blah, 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 and she didn't expect me to know it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's Wu-Tang Clan, the RZA, you know, and she's like, she's like, kind of was flabbergasted. She's like, why does this, like, fat nerdy white coworker of mine know who the Wu-Tang Clan is, you know? And she doesn't, you know, this is gonna be the fucking stupidest sentence I say, hopefully, all podcast, but like, people don't realize when they meet me that hip hop is a big part of my roots musically.
Nah, I listen to them. Fuck.
I love old school hip hop and old school rap from like the 90s. Like, you know, not even just Wu-Tang Clan. I love like NWA and the old like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg stuff. But that's off topic, Todd.
Back when that shit was good. No, I'm just playing.
That's some real shit. How are you doing today, sir?
Pretty good. Ready to do basically the highlight of my week right now.
That's some real shit. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way before we get into what we've been up to. This month's book club book is Blood, Sweat, and Pixels by Kotaku's Jason Schreier. It's his first book. The cover tag calls it the triumphant, turbulent stories behind how video games are made. And from what I understand, that's exactly what it is. It's basically a collection of journalism that he did, kind of following the development of certain games. It features stories about game development, like behind like Diablo 3, Destiny, Witcher 3, Halo Wars, Uncharted 4, Shovel Knight, which I'm really excited about, Star Wars 1313, Pillars of Eternity, Dragon Age Inquisition, and Stardew Valley.
Just hearing about Star Wars 1313 makes me very sad.
Yeah, that game looked good, but I'm really looking forward to reading this book. It's not a super duper long book. It's also kind of cheap on Amazon, so pick up a copy. I'll leave a link in the description. And read along with us and show up to book club on the 27th. And the only other piece of housekeeping that I want to mention is streaming stuff. We haven't locked down a hard date of when we're going to start streaming yet. But, you know, next week, or the next episode 19 technically being on Friday the 13th, is a little perfect. I feel like episode 19 is going to be a very like horror-themed episode. And I also feel like around that time we need to start streaming.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I am going to be streaming some horror games, so streams will be happening soon. I strongly recommend that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter, because that's where that stuff is going to be posted. So if you want to watch our streams, follow us there. What we've been up to this week, really, you would be talking about Absolver, but spoiler alert, that's going to be your topic this week. So, so I guess I'll start. I'll get my stuff out of the way, and then we'll do the Destiny update, and then we'll get right into your Absolver topic. Sound good?
Sound good to me, sir.
All right. So, SNES Classic finally came out on September 29th, and as I said on this podcast several times, I managed to get one. And it's fucking awesome. I love it. I picked it up, and like it's just immediately like you're hit with those nostalgia bombs. Did you see? Because your dad actually ended up getting one. Did you see the box?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
The box. I mean, even the box looks like the classic Super Nintendo box, and it's just so. It feels so good to like crack open a new factory fresh Super Nintendo controller. Like just that plastic. Like that plastic has just a very particular feel to it. That is, it's special. And to hold that plastic in my hands again as a Nintendo fan just feels so fucking good. I know that sounds stupid, but it's so, and like the collection of games, I mean, it really is just like, you know, maybe this is just my Nintendo boner, but like I just sit there half of the time on the sort of dashboard of the Super Nintendo Classic, and I just like scroll through the list of games. I mean, it's just such a great collection of games.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm really excited that you have one in your house. It really gives you a chance to play these great games like Final Fantasy 3/6 and like Yoshi's Island, which is the one that I've probably played the most. I kind of forgot how well Yoshi's Island holds up. It's just really fucking cool. It's just really good. I will say this. So, in order to unlock Star Fox 2, you have to play through the first stage of Star Fox 1, which makes sense. I understand why they did that. But man, does that game not hold up very well. Like playing through the first stage of Star Fox 1 was like a chore. Like it's very impressive graphically because I mean shit, it's 3D on the Super Nintendo. And it works, but like the frame rate is so bad, the controls are kind of bad. And it's not a pleasant experience. Star Fox 2 I actually haven't touched yet, but that is a major draw of the SNES Classic is like being able to play this unreleased game. So I am going to be fucking with that for sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's definitely a major selling point, but it's just nice revisiting all of these great old games in like perfect emulation. You can use these really cool borders on it. There's actually a few cool features, like there's suspend states. So like when I log back into Yoshi's Island the next time I go to play, all of like I'm going to pick up exactly where I left off. You can hold up to 4 save states basically.
Okay.
Which is really nice for a game like Mega Man X is in this collection, which is like one of the best Mega Man games of all time. And it's really nice because that game did not have a save system traditionally. It had like a password-based system. But now you don't really have to worry about it because you have the save states. And it's really cool. It really kind of cuts out a lot of the tedium of some of these games. And especially like a big, meaty RPG like Final Fantasy or like Secret of Mana, like being able to technically, quote-unquote, save anywhere is really nice. And I also... There's like a rewind function as well, which is really cool. So it kind of does a dual purpose. It saves your kind of replays, and it also allows you to rewind in real time and play earlier sections of the game, like if you fucked up a turn in Mario Kart or something like that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so there's some cool like features that aren't really being reported on super well of the SNES Classic, and it's just 21 games. Amazing games mostly. There's only like a couple of bad ones. And 2 controllers. I mean, it really is a great package for $79.99 if you can fucking find one. They're already sold out pretty much everywhere. I really briefly, I think I kind of mentioned this in the last episode, but I hadn't really put too much time into it. I'm a couple of hours now into SteamWorld Dig 2, which is a really nice kind of Metroidvania game for Switch. Kind of a mix of like a Metroidvania / almost Minecraft-y kind of game, although you aren't really crafting. You're digging and you're gathering resources and stuff. But I don't know. It's really, really good. It has a really good art style. Has a really fun kind of gameplay loop of like kind of going into these mines and gathering resources and upgrading, and it's really addictive. I'm every time I play it, I find myself not wanting to turn it off. It's good. I really like the first SteamWorld Dig, and they Image and Form, the developers, they actually released a game that I liked even better called SteamWorld Heist, which was kind of like an XCOM kind of like strategy game. And I just really love the kind of like steampunk aesthetics. Like the main characters of all of these games are like steampunk robots.
Okay.
It's just really, really cool. Music's really good. Like it's just a really, really solid game, and I'm looking forward to spending more time with it. You can probably expect to hear about SteamWorld Dig 2 quite a bit from me as I spend more time with it. But I don't want to hog this up too much, Todd. Do you want to lead us into the Destiny update?
Yes.
What did we do in Destiny this week?
A couple things. We jumped into some trials.
Yeah, Trials of the Nine.
Failed miserably in the raid.
We didn't fail miserably.
I know, I'm just talking shit. But I kind of want to start with trials. I want to get that shit show out of the way.
Yeah, so describe to the folks what Trials of the Nine is.
It's similar to what Trials of Osiris was, but the only differences with this is it doesn't revolve around your actual light level.
Right.
It's just pure sweat
Right.
incarnate.
Right.
So yeah, it's two teams of 4, and it's honestly its own. I think it's its own game mode.
Yeah, it is. Well, it technically it's a rotating game mode every week. Like last week it was Control. You know. And
Was it Control?
Or no, it wasn't Control. It was that bomb planting one.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't even know what the hell that game mode's called.
Yeah, it's a different game mode though every week, and there's a special Trials map as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, 4v4 kind of like serious, as Todd said, sweat incarnate sort of multiplayer experience. The reason we were fucking with it at all, because really I had no interest, but there's a trophy linked to it. That's really the only reason. There's a piece of gear that I would like to have from Trials, but that's really the only reason we fucked with Trials at all. And it was me, you, a friend of ours, Scotty, and then somebody from our clan that we didn't really know. But we actually made a pretty decent team, but we just, by the time we sort of got into the groove, it was already too late.
Yeah, it's definitely too late to actually, make it, like, what is it, what's the whole deal? Like, you get higher up in the spire or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we didn't even make it to the second level of the spire.
Nope. Nope, we're that garbage. But I think we won 2 games.
Yeah, something like that. I think we only won about 2 games, and we said fuck it and called it. And again, it's just, there's no diversity in Trials. You jump
There's
in.
the meta,
Mm-hmm. That's what you're gonna be running into. You're gonna be running into the meta, the meta tool. You're gonna be running into Vigilance Wing. Like shit. Even I said fuck it, and I pulled out my Vigilance Wing, which I really don't care about. But guess what? In Trials, that shit's pretty good.
Yeah, some real shit. I mean, like, it's not something that I would ever really do again. Now that we have the trophy, I don't know that I really care to ever do it again. But again, just a little too sweaty for me. But I don't know. It is what it is. Like I can understand the appeal, and some of the rewards are pretty good, and I don't have anything against it. But it's a facet of Destiny that I'm probably not going to fuck with too more beyond what I've already done, and that's a pretty good segue into another thing that we did this week, which is we attempted and almost completed the Leviathan raid. What are your thoughts on the Leviathan raid?
All right. I held my tongue when we were actually playing. There was a couple moments where I just wanted to go in on a couple people.
Yeah, I'm not going to say any names, but
I'm not going to say any names. I'm not.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Our team was mostly blind. I think there was only 1 or 2 members of our team that had actually completed the raid.
I don't even know if they completed it. I think they got up to like at least Callus.
One of them did for sure complete it, but I don't know if another one did or not. Anyway, it was just it was a combination of a bunch of things. It was one of our team members was really undergeared. Everybody sort of understood the mechanics relatively well. It's a very, very, even more so than Taken King. I think I said this basically immediately. In terms of pure mechanics, Leviathan makes King's Fall look like kindergarten. I mean, and it's not like they're complicated mechanics, but there are just more raw mechanics than there were in King's Fall.
Yeah, and it requires much more coordination with the mechanics. It
requires very precise, very little room for error in this raid. And that's sort of the problem. And I think what would alleviate a lot of this raid for me is if they didn't do the whole revive token system.
I feel you on that.
So the revive token system it's essentially for each encounter, there are 3 encounters that are randomly cycled week after week. There are 3 main encounters and then a boss encounter. And within each encounter, everybody is given 1 revive token. So essentially, if somebody dies, you can go and revive them, but that's it. You aren't able to revive anymore. And it does give a nice kind of like extra challenge and strategy to it, and I understand that. But I just don't think that, especially like this raid it's a very punishing raid. Like it's just I'm not saying that it's particularly difficult, I think it is difficult, but like it's punishing more than it is difficult. It is like as I said, very very little room for error in this raid.
Yeah, it's very much wipe city.
I mean, if you make one significant mistake, it's like, all right, wipe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing about it. On one hand, I love how mechanical it is. Like, I think you and I both come from a similar place. Like, I love mechanics heavy things in Destiny. I really do. And I think each of the sections, each of the encounters are very, very solid. Mechanically solid. I really love the gauntlet is a lot of fun. It's just getting everybody on the same page. Getting everybody to where they need to be to understand the mechanics, and you know, that's why when we run it, hopefully we're going to run it again by the next time we come back next week. Hopefully we will have completed it. We'll see. We're going to run it again with a group of people who are not blind, including us. We were blind on that first run too, essentially. We watched like a video to kind of prepare ourselves, but this time everybody that we're running with has at least done the raid or has gotten up to the boss. Everybody will understand immediately the mechanics, in other words.
Yeah.
Getting everybody on the same page is the biggest issue. So when we did that Pleasure Gardens encounter, which was the first encounter last week, we were on that one encounter for 5 hours.
And I honestly was like ready to call it like after that. And then like...
Well, the issue was, so, you know, the weekly reset in Destiny is on Tuesdays. And it's like early Tuesday morning. And we were attempting the raid on a Monday. It was the only time that everybody's schedules sort of aligned. So we were doing it on a Monday. And essentially what that means is, you know, normally you have the entire week to sort of work through the raid. You can, okay, we hit a checkpoint here. We can do this next checkpoint tomorrow, this, that, or the other. But that all resets on Tuesday. So we essentially had to do the entire raid start to finish on Monday, or we weren't doing it at all. So yeah, like we spent 5 hours on the first section, and it was just a combination of like lack of communication, like lack of proper communication on some people's parts. You know, I wouldn't say that anybody was particularly unskilled, but again, somebody was undergeared, so they just weren't doing the raw amount of damage that they needed to do to the dogs and stuff.
Yeah, half the time I ended up having to like jump over and help some people out because like I was like consistently like doing enough damage. Like I was like on the like if you looked at every time we wiped, I was just seeing myself at the top of just the damage being done.
I mean, the raid, this raid did sort of give you a newfound love for the Striker subclass.
Oh yeah, that is some real shit. Like. Because I've been reading about like the pulse grenades being completely filthy. Honestly, they're probably going to get nerfed.
Yeah.
Because just the pulse grenades alone can rock those dogs.
Yeah.
Because I was telling you, like if you get like a 60 stack, dude, that's 40,000 damage a tick.
Yeah, that's
on
nuts.
the pulse grenades.
That's fucking nuts.
And then again, like I'm spec'd to have 2 pulse grenades.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
It's disgusting, dude. I'm like, that's why I was like, I'm sitting there like. Why is everybody having so much trouble?
My whole issue, the dog that I was sort of assigned to was so far away that like by the time I got to him, because the dogs, once you sort of alert them, they all run to respective areas of the zone, and everybody is sort of assigned a dog to focus their damage on. And mine was so far away that by the time I got there, like there's a timer that's kind of ticking down before everybody gets killed, and they have to kind of get to a safe room.
You basically lose like half your damage opportunity,
right?
And like technically, me and you were in the same boat distance wise.
But you were able to get there so much faster because your jump is not garbage.
That sweet Titan glide, man.
Yeah, like I basically had to hoof it the entire way, and so it was what it was. I still got the job done. It never. My damage was never a problem.
Oh, never was.
Other people's damage were, and other people's inability to fight their own fucking dogs was an issue.
Shit, the only main issue, I'm gonna call these bastards out. They gotta leave my boy alone. Everybody was not going to their own dogs, and they were ganging up on my dog.
There were several times when I was like, okay, you guys are not even at your dog right now.
It's like, leave my boy alone.
And again, like this sounds really stupid and nitpicky, but these are the things. The raid requires such precision and such coordination and teamwork that even something as simple as that can fuck up a perfectly good run.
Oh, yeah, dude. Because at that point, we're lacking damage on another dog. And then
Right.
at that point, that one mistake can fuck it up.
So if this conversation is any indication of just how precise the raid is and how mechanical it is, I mean, that is how it is. And I actually, again, I enjoy it overall, but it just, you just cannot do it with any old group. You know what I mean? Like, you have got to have a good group.
Yeah, you need a solid raid team. And I was telling you afterwards, as I was actually talking to our good old buddy on Facebook, and he was just like, ew. He was just telling me, ew, dude. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. But we got all the way up to the final boss. Literally, we played until it was an hour before the reset. I mean, we played, I think our total was like approaching 12 hours of playtime in this fucking raid. Mm-hmm. Half of which was on the first section. By the time we got to the final boss, everybody was kind of worn out. I think one person had already dipped out by that point.
Yeah, and we actually replaced him with someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, you know, which was fine and understandable. I mean, it's a hard ask to be like, hey, can you devote 12 hours of your life to this video game?
Oh, that's some real shit.
And, you know, by the end of it, like, I was so dead. Like, I immediately, well, really, after we kind of called it, because we got really, really close to the final boss of killing him and beating the raid. But, of course, it got fucked up, and we ended up having to call it. And afterwards, like, you and I just kind of jumped on Skype and bitched about the whole experience.
And me and you were basically doing that throughout the entire raid, just like going on Facebook, like licking each other wounds, basically. We're like, this is bullshit. This is fucking garbage.
After that point, though, like, after we did call it and got off, I passed out.
Oh, dude, I fell asleep so quick.
I slept... It's rare for me to sleep like a full 8 hours, but I slept a full 8 hours that night.
Like, you know, I honestly, you know what's weird is, like, I think King's Fall pissed me off more in a weird sense.
Oh, it didn't for me.
And, you know, I don't know, it's weird because, like, I did start to get the eye twitches, but I remember at King's Fall, I had the eye twitches like crazy.
King's Fall, our first run of King's Fall was similar, a very similar experience actually. We didn't. It's actually hilarious because the corollaries are real because we I think spent 7 hours in King's Fall on our first blind run.
Yeah, and then we weren't able to do the final encounter, and we just jumped on the next day and did it in 1 second.
Yeah, and we basically just immediately did, and I kind of feel like the next time we do the raid, I think this is going to be the one. I think we're going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking forward to just kind of, and you know, and I kind of wanted to talk about this. God, the Destiny update's like the longest section of our fucking podcast right now.
Hey, we did joke about it, but this is even going to become the Destiny podcast.
I mean, it's the main, you know, when we talk about what we've been up to, I mean, it is the main game that you and I are playing right now. So, I mean,
yep.
You know, this is sort of what you've signed up for, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, when we did King's Fall, like, we spent, I think, 7 hours. We got up to that last, you know, encounter and called it, and we did it again immediately, and I think that's going to happen again. But the raid in Destiny 2, to me anyway, in my personal opinion, it's not really worth doing more than once.
Yeah, in Destiny 2, you have, like, especially if you're in a populated clan.
Yeah.
It's like there's no point in doing a lot of the stuff because it's just like, hey, you're gonna get powerful. You can get up to like 8 powerful engrams.
Every week you have the potential to earn, if you're in a clan, you have the potential to earn 8 powerful engrams, which can take you all the way to the max light level without ever touching the raid.
And that, like, defeats, you know, because originally, like, you know, in Destiny 1, the raid used to be the way to get that those light levels that you couldn't get.
Yeah, you had to do it. I mean, either that or Crucible. And now, I mean, now it literally is like the raid has no, I mean, yeah, you get a trophy for doing it, but honestly, after I beat it and after I earn that trophy, I'm kind of good.
Yeah, I think me and you were talking about this. Like, if you ever need help on an encounter, I got you. But I don't know if I'm ever going to do a full raid run.
Yeah, if a clanmate, you know, because our clan uses a group me chat. If a clanmate ever hops into the clan chat and like says, hey, like somebody dropped out, need a filler, I'll jump in. But I do not plan on tackling it again, just because the rewards aren't worth it. It's a fun raid. Mm-hmm. I like it. I actually think the boss encounter is a lot of fun. But you know, it's just not something it's just not worth my time every week. you know. But shit, you want to the last kind of big kind of news bit for Destiny this week is the faction rally update. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah. I'm surprised they did it this way with the factions. So like the factions now in Destiny 2 are, it's kind of an event now.
Yes.
Like I don't know how they're actually going to work it, like, or how often the factions are going to come through.
Yeah.
But you got the 3 factions: Dead Orbit, New Monarchy, and Future War Cult, and it's kind of just like a community wide event. Like, how many tokens can you get and all that shit, and whoever wins, you're gonna end up getting like a special weapon or some bullshit.
Yeah, essentially, you kind of pledge your allegiance to a faction, and you're locked in, and you're locked into that faction throughout the duration of the faction rally event, and from there, it's sort of a kind of all hands on deck rush to get as many tokens as you can for your faction to help your faction win. And the incentive for your faction winning is each faction has a exclusive piece of gear, an exclusive weapon.
Yep.
Each one of them has one, and it costs 50,000 glimmer, which is a substantial amount of glimmer, right? It's about half of the glimmer cap. So that's a lot of fucking glimmer to be spending on a weapon. Now, you can buy for 50,000 glimmer any of the ones you want from any of the factions, but the faction that wins, if you're part of the winning faction, you're only going to be paying 1,000 glimmer for the weapon. So, and I actually really like this idea, the idea of making the faction system more of an event versus just kind of a boring side whatever thing. Like,
yeah,
it was
something to do, basically.
Yeah, because essentially, the way it worked in Destiny 1, they had the same 3 factions, and you would earn kind of reputation when you wore a piece of their gear or whatever in either Crucible.
You only ever had to wear the class item, like the cloak, bond, or mark.
Right. Yeah, you would use your faction's class item, which meant you always had just some bullshit in your inventory for whenever you wanted to earn faction rep. And then you would go in and you would turn it in and you would rank up your faction, and that would drop faction gear or whatever. And that's fine and that's good, but it was just kind of a whatever little thing, Now I actually like that now it's like an event that comes around, however often it's going to come around. It makes it feel a little more special. I like that. It's going to be one of those things that you look forward to, like Iron Banner,
Mm-hmm.
Which I believe they said Iron Banner is supposed to come back this month.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So,
that's actually some of the PvP that I actually really enjoy.
I love Iron Banner, so we'll see how that goes. But shit, do you want to? You got anything else to say about Destiny for the Destiny update before we move on?
Dead Orbit, motherfuckers.
Dead Orbit for sure. Although next time I'm gonna go New Monarchy because I want some of that New Monarchy gear.
Blasphemy. But the main reason I go Dead Orbit is I like my black and white shaders. I'm a simple man. I see black and white, I go there.
I do like the Dead Orbit shaders, but gear wise, I kind of know I kind of know fashion wise how I want my hunter to look. I know every single piece of gear that I want to have endgame, but it's just getting them, and 2 of those pieces of gear are New Monarchy gear. Anyway, let's move on to our topics. What's your topic this week?
So this is actually kind of piggybacking off last episode of me talking about some developers, and I kind of want to shine some light on. I think Sloclap, the guys that made Absolver, are doing a solid fucking job.
So this is sort of the Twilight Zone kind of inverse version of your topic last week.
Exactly.
The developers that have gained steam.
Like, it's a small indie team, but I honestly think they're doing such a solid job of like improving the game. Just they're listening to the fans on Reddit, and, and anywhere. They're just listening to the fans and like instantly making them change. I just recently talked to you about this. Like there was an update 1.06.
Yeah.
Right. Instantly on the Reddit, there was like, oh man, the animations are seeming sluggish. Blah 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 blah. Certain things were seeming off. Next day, 1.07.
Nice.
It's just like, come on. That's beautiful.
That is cool.
And I mean, of course, does the game, are they still working on some of the stuff? Of course. But like what I was reading is like, the amount of stuff that they want to continue to do for the game is just like, holy shit, man. I just want to keep on supporting this. Because Absolver is honestly, it's a fun game that I still jump on and fuck around with. You know, if you're into like a PvP martial arts based game, it's fun. It's fucking, you know, and even the guys that made the game like had fun with it and added that fucking bitch slap, man. That fucking I still need to get that. I still need to find that shit. I need it.
What sort of what sort of changes have they made? Like, what sort of significant changes have they added?
They've done so. One, they made the loot actually, like, if you're just farming like the marked ones, they made the ability to farm the fashion off of them really easy, because like the drop rates for that used to be complete ass.
Okay.
Like, I jumped on there recently and I'm like, I got my fashion's undeniable now. So like they made that much easier to do, and then like some of the changes they're actually looking into doing is, you know, obviously they want to add new styles, new moves. Like shit, they even the PvE aspect of it, they want to do more with that as well.
Right.
Because I actually said this back when I was originally talking about the game, is I actually kind of like the world of Absolver. Like they kind of it's intriguing enough with what they have that I actually want to see more of it.
Right.
Again, first and foremost, it's always going to be a PvP game, and that's even what they say. And you know, they want to add more styles, more shit like that. But they're really good on working through, like, making the slight changes, and they're probably going to work their way up to the big ones. You know what I mean? And one thing that I read that they're going to talk about doing, which is something that needs to happen, is the ability to like salvage the shit in your inventory.
Mm-hmm. Like scrap it for like resources, or
I don't know, maybe that's something like they don't really know how far they're gonna go with that. But like, because dude, I got so many duplicates of gear that it's just like holding up in my inventory right now.
With games that have that issue, what I wish that they would do, like I really respect what Overwatch does now, where this is maybe a little off base, but what I really like is that Overwatch now, like, you just don't get duplicates.
I love that.
Like, they just, you don't get them anymore, you know?
I mean, I again, this is a small indie team. I never, you know, the game's not flawless, you know, but it has so much potential in my eyes of like, because it's such a fun game for me. Like, I just jump on and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's just fun time.
That's, I mean, that's good to hear. It's cool to hear about like a small developer like that actually supporting their game. Post-launch, especially like, you know, in relation to fan concerns. You
know, actually, one of my favorite tweets that I saw about them, well, from them actually, was some dude was kind of shit talking, like, oh, yeah, how's it feel to be, you know, like only like I don't know, like 1,000 people playing it or some shit, and they said we'd still support it if only one person was playing it.
That's really cool. I really respect that.
Like, no, I respect. That's when I'm like, dude, Sloclap, I love you guys.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. I do want to do some research about like where those guys came from, in terms of like if they worked at any larger developers in the past. Yeah. That's really cool though. I like to hear stuff like that.
Yeah, that's my quick little topic that I wanted to revisit a little bit and, you know, piggyback off my shit from last week. So
yeah, my topic this week is going to be a quick one too. This is going to be kind of just a kind of quick and easy. An easy kind of like episode of Nerd Bourbon this week. My topic this week is titled Catchphrases, Quotes, and One-Liners. What brought this on is, if you listen to last week's episode 17, you would know that we saw the death of an incredible beloved catchphrase in Skate 4, and I wanted to. It sort of had me thinking about how much. You know, because I put a lot of work into, you know, spoilers. There is a post-credits scene in the past, or in last week's episode. There's sort of an Easter egg.
Before you continue, I wanna make this disclaimer right now. Skate 4 is not truly dead. It is just going to be it's going to be rare.
It's not a weekly stipulation though.
No, it's not going to be a weekly stipulation. I failed that. I failed this city. But it is going to be something that I still, you know, I might slide it in, you know, maybe, you know, maybe every 5 episodes, maybe I'll have it like better planned, and I'll be, you know, how I used to just like swoop down, surprise the shit out of you with it. Because we like lately it's been so hard. We've been having some really solid conversations, and I just been like just listening.
You get wrapped up in it, you know.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's like, because you used to give me the show notes used to be a little more. a little more top notch.
Well, the thing about the
like
show notes, so I used to like literally like outline every single solitary thing we were talking about, and now it's a little more freeform where like I put talking points in the show notes, and we just kind of, it's just jazz from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that point, yeah, there's like originally back when it was like way more detailed. I was like, all right, I'm gonna slip it in right fucking there. All right, let's
Don't blame
down.
me for your fucking lack of Skate 4, your ineptitude.
I mean, if you thought that was me blaming you, that's a personal problem right there.
But putting together, it was actually that little dumb. I called it my stupid masterpiece. The Easter egg at the end of the last episode, sort of in memorial of Skate 4. And it really was. Because it required me to go back through every episode and find where each Skate 4 was, and sort of mash them all together. But it really gave me an appreciation for a good catchphrase, a good quote. Shit. I mean, I think you have you come to appreciate my new catchphrase that I've used for a while now.
I have. I actually do. I enjoy it.
What is that what's that catchphrase?
Get dunked on.
Oh, you mean like how you're getting dunked on right now because this is the ASMR topic? Bitch!
No! You fucking bitch. I respect it. I respect this so hard right now.
Get fucking dunked on. This is the ASMR topic, bitch. I
hate you.
I made two.
I hate you.
Let me tell you what I've done. Let me describe the hell I've constructed for you. Your beautiful new prison. Your beautiful ASMR prison. I made two separate sets of show notes. One with like my bullshit topic basically to send to you, and one with my real topic.
You know what's funny? It's actually a solid topic, the bullshit one you did.
The reason,
like, it's kind of, it's like not even really a throwaway topic. It's actually kind of a good one.
It needed to be a good one. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bought it.
I would have.
And originally, I was going to intro the podcast by being like, "This is Nerd Bourbon episode 18."
I feel like I would have noticed it.
But you would have known because I have talked about doing an ASMR topic for a long time, and you always said like oh, I won't allow it basically, and I said, well, you're not gonna fucking expect it. When it comes, you won't know it's coming.
I can't stop it now. It's too late. We're like mid recording.
I've achieved my goal. I've surprised you with my ASMR topic. So I want to talk about ASMR, whether you want to or not.
It's fine. Let's jump into it. Now, I'm gonna do a disclaimer. I'm not really into the whole ASMR thing. I know it works for you. I've tried it. It just doesn't work for me.
For the folks at home that don't know what ASMR is, ASMR, and I'm getting this off of the Wikipedia page, ASMR is Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's a term used for an experience characterized by static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins in the scalp and moves down the back of your neck and upper spine. It's been compared with auditory tactile synesthesia. I guess that's the word?
Synesthesia?
Synesthesia, that's it. ASMR signifies the subjective experience of low-grade euphoria, characterized by a combination of positive feelings and a distinct static-like tingling sensation on the skin. It is most commonly triggered by specific acoustic, visual, and digital media stimuli, and less commonly by intentional attentional control. Essentially, what that means is it is a trigger-based thing that some people experience that creates like a pleasant sort of tingling sensation on your scalp and on your spine, and it kind of brings a sense of like comfort. And this sounds really like weird and mechanical, and in some ways it is, but for some,
because honestly, people get a little weird with
people
it.
People do. They definitely do. But for me, like it definitely. Comfort is something that I'm always trying to achieve, and especially like I've been an insomniac my whole life, and when I do sleep, I don't sleep for very long. Like sleep is important to me, and I work overnight, and my sleep patterns are strange and all this. So ASMR has really sort of changed my life, and it's actually a really important part of my life because I watch an ASMR video at least once a day. Every time I go to sleep, basically an ASMR video is being watched.
So do you like fall asleep to it, or do you watch it and then go to sleep?
Sometimes both. So what what is important to denote about ASMR is that ASMR is a state of mind. That's what I always say. It's not like, it's not as if I hear just, some random tapping or like crinkling, like if I have my empty water bottle, like that right there does nothing to me. You know what I mean? But if I were relaxed and in bed and eyes closed and I heard somebody gently crinkling, that might give me some tingles, So it's a state of mind sort of thing, and it puts you in this state of, they use the word euphoria. It puts you in just this relaxed state where you just feel at peace, like you just feel comfortable. And what I'll do is, in order to achieve that state of mind, a very common tactic for me is I will grab my phone, and it feels a little more intimate to me if I have my phone in my hand, watching it on my phone. Mm-hmm. I'll have like headphones in sometimes. It's really effective with headphones because a lot of ASM artists, which is what ASMR creators call themselves, use binaural microphone setups. So it sounds like they're going from ear to ear, which is really effective. But I don't know, like it's become just a cornerstone of my day-to-day life where like ASMR has really become an important thing to help me fall asleep and to help me relax. It's really hard. I've struggled with anxiety and depression my entire life, and when I lay in bed, like it's hard for me to get to sleep because I just feel anxious sometimes, and ASMR has really changed my life for the better.
In a weird way, like how I fall asleep is similar, but I'm not, because it's like I can't sleep in silence. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. My mind wanders, and I have I'm not gonna go real talk with this, but
I mean that's sort of what I'm driving at too. Like
I end up I usually just put on like whatever the hell something garbage.
What I used to do
fall asleep to.
What I used to do is either I would like put on TV at a very low volume or something like that, mm-hmm. and or even like some very relaxing music. Like I used to have this like kind of playlist of relaxing video game music that I'd fall asleep to.
Similar. That's basically what I do. Right now. So,
but that evolved. What I have actually always experienced ASMR, and I didn't really know how to quantify it. I didn't realize that it was a thing. So like when I was a kid, often like I would have a teacher that would speak softly, and it would make my head tingle. You know what I mean? Or I would have like, I remember certain moments like doing tests where the entire classroom was just quiet except for the scratching of the pencils on the paper, and like mm-hmm. and that would give me tingles. Or like say the library and hearing the pages turn and otherwise it's complete silence. That just stuff like that. I've always experienced triggers like that, and those are still triggers that I like to this day. But it never really clicked with me until it sort of kind of rose in popularity within the past couple of years. Within the past probably 4 or 5 years, ASMR has sort of gotten more popular. And once I heard about it, I was like, oh wait, that's what this is? I've been experiencing this my whole life, but now I can actually sort of control it. And there are people that kind of produce these triggers, and I can feel this way basically whenever I want, like that's a game changer. And it is a game changer for me, it really does a lot to help me relax. And it's not, like as you said earlier, some people are kind of weird about it. There's some weird kind of role plays. I actually like some role plays, but some people
sicken me.
There are some role plays that I like. There's one that I'll shout out later, a very, very impressive, just technologically impressive role play that is my favorite role play of all time. But some of them are just kind of like, I don't know, some of them are just a little too beyond the pale. Some of them get like weirdly like sexual about it, and ASMR to me is not a sexual thing. You either like it or you don't, but I do think it's a state of mind, and it has sort of I don't know, it's sort of changed my life for the better, and it really does a lot to help me relax and help me feel at peace, and that's a rare commodity in my day-to-day life. I really love ASMR, and it's something that that I'm gonna carry with me. Another thing when I was younger that sort of turned me on to ASMR and made me realize that it was another thing that sort of was in that similar vein of like school experiences, was coming home and like watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Mr. Rogers totally triggered my ASMR when I was a kid. Just that sort of soft-spoken, like articulate, Mr. Rogers, and just he's just very kind and warm, and like Bob Ross is another one. Bob Ross is sort of known as like the godfather of ASMR because he's soft spoken and he's nice, and like his there's no sound going on in his video except for the sounds of him talking in soft tones and his paintbrushes, and ASMR is really interesting. It's an interesting sort of scientific sort of study of how your brain works, because really at the end of the day, your triggers, it varies from person to person, but like it's the reason that like rain is comforting to some people, myself included. It's because your brain sort of gets a break when it knows what's coming, Your brain is constantly working to predict what's going to happen and prepare itself for anything that's going to happen. So when something like rainfall is comforting to you because it's like, oh, okay, that sound, I don't need to worry about that sound. That's rainfall. You know what I mean? Your brain is sort of turning off that section of your brain because it's rainfall. It's always going to sound like rainfall. It sounds the same. If you live in fucking, Louisiana, or if you live in fucking Thailand, rain is rain. You know what I mean? So your brain relaxes because it knows that the sound of the rain is not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Just from a scientific perspective, it's interesting. But that's the main thing I wanted to cover with my ASMR topic. I didn't want to like harp on it too much because I know you're not big into it. But
I'll respect it.
Yeah,
I'll give it the respect it deserves.
That's all I ask.
It's just not for me.
That's all I ask.
It's just not for me.
So real quick, I wanted to shout out a few people that I really love, ASM artists on YouTube that I really love, because I just want to thank them for the comfort that they provide me and the services that they sort of provide me on a day-to-day basis, kind of the main ones that I watch. And it really, again, as I keep saying, it's just a really important facet of my life, and I just wanted to shout these people out and thank them in case they ever end up listening to this. My favorite and by far most watched ASM artist is Nick, the ASMR nerd.
Is that the guy that does like all the video game stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I've actually I feel like that is, if I ever truly gave it a college try, that'd be the one that I'd watch.
I really one of my favorite videos by him is one that I think I linked to you. I don't know if you watched it, but
I didn't. I'm gonna be real.
You should watch it because it's a really, really good video. That would be a really good like intro to ASMR video, because essentially what it is, it's a collection of Elder Scrolls maps and it's soft spoken, so he's speaking. He isn't whispering. Some people are turned off by whispering in ASMR videos because you hear more mouth noises when you whisper, and some people are really turned off by mouth noises. So soft spoken is good for introductory to ASMR. But he takes a sort of like wooden pencil and just sort of like goes through each of the Elder Scrolls maps and just kind of talks about Elder Scrolls lore and what these different locations are and what they mean and this, that, and the other. And it's just a really nice, relaxing, chill video, and I fall asleep to that one all the time. And in general, it isn't just video game related stuff. It's also like there's a video that he has that I really enjoyed about building your own PC. He does a series called Relaxing Reviews, where he dives into like mechanical keyboard reviews, which sound really nice and produce some really cool sounds. So he produces really good content. I watch him probably more than anybody else, and he's also really nice on Twitter. I've had several interactions with him on Twitter, and I'll probably link him to this episode. Maybe he'll listen to it. And I would love to, I would love to have an interview with him, maybe like a shots interview of with the ASMR nerd. That'd be so cool. But anyway, Nick, for your content, thank you so much. Another one I wanted to shout out, there's a channel called Gentle Whispering ASMR. Her name is Maria, and she has some great videos. I think I linked you to one of hers too, because she has this video where she utilizes a sort of wireless microphone, and it's like a driving sort of video. Like, you're just kind of hanging out with her while she's driving, like at night, And that video, like I've always felt comfort in like chill drives, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that video just perfectly encapsulates that. Like you're just hearing the sounds of the road, and you're just seeing like the lights kind of feed into the car, and you just sort of lose yourself in it. And it's just really relaxing. And she's Russian, so she has a really nice like Russian accent that I like. Not like a thick Russian accent, but she like for sure has an accent. She speaks English, and she also is very hardworking. I really respect a lot of her videos. She uploads in English and then does them again in Russian. So I really kind of respect her work ethic, and just very high quality videos. Some ASM artists you see just do any old microphone and record their shit on their phones, you know. There's actually one ASMR video that I really like that was recorded on a phone, so I can't knock it too hard, but it's rare that you get a good ASMR video with bad equipment. So, Maria, thank you. ASMR Requests was actually one of the first channels. Allie at ASMR Requests was one of the first channels that I ever watched. And the series that I referred to earlier, a role-playing series that I really like, is her Departure series. It is a role-playing ASMR series, but it's really interesting from like a technological perspective. She puts a lot of work. I think there's only 2 episodes. I don't know if she's done a 3rd yet. I haven't kept up with her in a little while. But essentially, it's like a science fiction kind of role-play series. And the graphics that she was able to produce for her video on that, and the costumes and the makeup and like the sounds, I mean, it's very immersive. Like, it does feel like a legit science fiction. Like, it has the production values of a legitimate... It doesn't look like shit. Like, it looks like a legit science fiction production.
Okay.
And it's really impressive to me, like, just the amount of work that I know must have went into that. And it also helps that it's really relaxing and has some good sounds to it. And it even has, like, kind of a cool, like, little story behind it. It's called Departure because, like, you are kind of booking a getaway to get away from, it seems like, some trouble you were in this sort of science fiction world, and you're being chased by like bandits. It's interesting. It doesn't sound relaxing, but it is. And the last one I want to shout out is actually somebody that I discovered recently through the ASMR Nerd. He does a weekly series with this ASM artist named Miss Fushi, and they do a weekly Stardew Valley gameplay, which is really... Stardew Valley is such a great just ASMR game in general because of the music and just the chill vibes. But he does a weekly series with her, and that sort of turned me on to her. And I'm really new to her content, but I like her a lot as a person, and I like her content a lot. She does a lot of gameplay, like ASMR Let's Plays, and she has a really nice voice. And she does like unboxings and stuff like that. And I'll leave links to all of these channels in the description for you guys to check out if you're interested in an ASMR. But that's pretty much my ASMR topic. You knew this day would come.
If you ever betray me like this again,
what are you gonna do except accepting your dunking? I dunked you like a fucking Oreo cookie.
I know, shit was terrible. I'm dead ass serious. I didn't see this shit coming.
I told you.
Like, when your ass was like, "Oh, tell me what my catchphrase is." I'm like, "Oh shit, something's up. I don't like it."
it's like that Breaking Bad moment. He's like, "Say my name."
That's exactly. I'm like, "Oh shit, the fuck just happened? What's going on?" Oh shit.
Yeah, that's I knew that you would not go willingly.
Again, I respect what ASMR is. It just it was never my thing.
It definitely changed my life for the better. It's an important part of my day-to-day existence, and I don't know if I'd be able to sleep as easily without it. So anyway, that's about it out of me. Do you want to say anything derogatory about ASMR before we wrap it up?
Shit, I'm good.
All right, man. You guys have been listening to Nerd Bourbon. If you had a good time listening to us talk about video games and Destiny for way too long and ASMR for way too long, throw us a follow or a sub on whatever service you'd like to listen to us on. If there is a service that we are not currently on that you want us on, let me know so we can be there. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdbourbon. We are at nerdbourbon on Twitter. We're nerdbourbon on Twitch. Give us a sub or a follow on there. A sub. Don't give us a sub. We haven't produced anything yet. But give us a follow on Twitch because we're going to start streams very, very soon. But definitely keep an eye on our Facebook and our Twitter for updates on our Twitch stream, because this is going to be the month that we begin those, starting with, I think, Resident Evil 7. That's my plan anyway. I might start streaming with something else. I don't know. But again, keep an eye on that. Beyond that, the best and only way for us to grow is for you to tell your friends. So thank you guys so much for listening. Get fucking dunked on as much as Todd got dunked on this week. Bye.
See ya.
Hi guys.
How you guys doing?
This is Nerd Bourbon ASMR. We're here to provide you with some comfort tonight.
We're gonna sit there and start reading from the Necronomicon. Fucking.
Cthulhu Fhtagn. Cthulhu Fhtagn. ASMR is love.
ASMR is life.
All right, let's stop there.